Hello again, and it is a pleasure to meet you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today and for participating in this pre-event webinar for AgriNext Awards and Conference. My name is Sarita, and alongside me is Farid from our team, and we will be your host for this session. And we have somewhat exciting agenda lined up to give you guys a comprehensive overview of what we expect and what you can expect from the upcoming AgriNext Awards and Conference in Dubai from November 13th and 14th, right? So in today's webinar, what we'll be doing is we would be covering the topic climate resilience and adaptation. Let me just quickly introduce you guys with the esteemed panelists that we have. First, we have Mr. Taher. He is the CEO of ALGOFAIT, and he's a doctor engineer and a pioneer aquaculture leader. With the experience of 15 years and the expertise with the passion for innovation in aquaculture specifically, he develops the cutting edge farms and prioritize sustainability and animal welfare, driving the success and a business growth. Now we have Mr. Dushyant. He is the CEO of Farmgate Technologies Private Limited. He's an agri-business leader with 30 plus years of experience, credited with the implemented with the world's largest spot agri commodity trading platform, which is eNAM, and creating which creates a unique agri trading platform for the business. That's e-farm market, right? Now we have Mr. Marcel. He's the co-founder and CEO of M&M company, and he's an entrepreneur and a global leader, logistical expert, I would say, passionate about the renewable energy and the R&Ds. And as a co-founder of M&M, he integrates solar power and farming sustainability all together. Now we have Mr. Burak and Mehmet. Both are from the same companies. Mr. Mehmet is the co-founder of Smart Farmers, and Mr. Burak is the country manager. Mr. Mehmet is established the first vertical farming field in Turkey in 2024 and has set up many fields domestically, internationally in the agriculture, providing consultancy services. And Mr. Burak is the country manager for the same company. He has successfully led digital marketing teams and spread impactful online campaigns for the esteemed brand in this sector specifically, including consumer electronics, telecom, hospitality, and online marketplace. So that was a quick introduction of the people who have joined us, and thank you so much for joining. Now that I've introduced all the panelists that we have here, let's quickly dive into the main agenda, covering the topic of climate resilience and adaptation. Right. So should I begin with the questions, or are we going to have a discussion regarding anything else?
It's your call from my side.
Your call.
Okay, so let's dive into the questions. Yeah. Okay, so let's dive into the questions straight away. So first of all, can we direct the question with the two people who are from the same companies here, Mr. Mehmet and Mr. Burak?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so the question for you guys is, how are agri-tech innovations currently addressing the specific challenges posed by the climate change, such as extreme weather events and shifting precipitation patterns?
Mr. Mehmet, would you like to start?
Okay, Burak. Başlayalım. Buyur.
Again, I want to highlight that I will be translator of the Mehmet, and I will combine his pitching and my pitching. Yeah, abi başlayabilirsin. He already knows the question. Okay.
Burak'cığım soru?
Soru konuştuğumuz gibi aynı.
Okay.
Aynı soru.
Thank you all of them. Şöyle ki ben konuyu şöyle izah edeyim. Burak'cığım desteğin için şimdiden teşekkürler, çevirirsin lütfen.
Evet.
Uluslararası tarım ekosisteminde değişen hızlı iklim değerleri birçok yapıdaki, birçok sebzenin, birçok meyvenin esasında dönemsel krizlerini ortaya çıkartmakta. Bu krizlerde zaten bitkilerin henüz ağacın kendi üzerindeyken, meyve aşamasındayken sorun yaşamasına ve bu geçişlerde çok hızlı iklim değişikliğinin bitki üzerindeki deformasyonuna neden olmaktadır. Bu deformasyon esasında bitkinin ilk etapta sıcak havayla eşleşerek meyve aşamasına gelmesi ve meyve aşamasından sonra çok hızlı değişen, zaten iklim krizi diye ifade ettiğimiz konuda burada hayatı buluyor. Soğuklanmanın etkisiyle bitki çok hızlı bir şekilde tonajını yitiriyor ve ağaçtan alınması gereken tonaj ortadan kalkıyor. Bizim yaptığımız çözümlerle esasında bu problemi ortadan kaldırıp stabilizasyonu sağlıyoruz. Bu stabilizasyon sayesinde esasında istenilen tonajda, istenilen değerde ve istenilen aromada bitkiyi son kullanıcıya eriştirecek yöntem ve sistemleri doğrudan uygulayabiliyoruz. Teşekkürler Burak.
Okay. Thank you for giving us this opportunity, guys. I want to highlight the challenges of the climate change in agriculture. The climate change is posing the unpredictable challenges to agriculture worldwide. Especially the extreme weather events like droughts, floods, and storms, along with shifting patterns, are impacting crops' yields, soil health, and water availability. These changes affects food security and the livelihoods of millions of the farmers. And one of the most important topic is the agri-tech innovations. I would easily say is that a beacon of hope. Agritech, the fusion of the agriculture and the technology, offers promoting the solutions mitigate these challenges. Let's explore some key innovations. And our specialty is the vertical farming. We are the first and one of the biggest vertical farming in Turkey, and we had a consultation in Netherlands, Saudi Arabia, Norway. And Bahrain. Sorry, Mehmet, did you say anything?
Norway. Okay.
Norway, yeah. So we have some experiences, and we are doing our best to utilize this experience to fight against the climate change, because the global warming, the climate change affecting directly the agriculture. What we are doing, and let me give you the quick summaries of the vertical farming. Vertical farming is a game changer in agriculture by growing crops in vertically stacked layers, often in controlled indoor environment. What we are doing, we are reading the data, because data is everything. If we have to fight against the climate change, and if the technology is the 90% of our business, we have to read the data correctly. And in the vertical farming, everything is data. And also my background is computer engineering. I'm quite familiar with the data. And what I'm trying to say, with data, measurability and traceability. We are recording all data, water, heat, the oxygen level. I can specify max up to 20 topics about what we are keeping in our data. In this direction, we signed a partnership with Vodafone, because for clothing. As I said, the 90% of our business is technology, software. So the data is so important. And what we are doing for data and how we utilize data into our business. For example, we are creating an identity for each product, and based on the climate change, we are using these kind of data to increase the efficiency for our products, because year by year the global warming is growing, and the effect of the global warming and ecological changes are getting more annoying for all industries. And if I need to highlight the extreme weather, the optimized water use, the climate resilience crops, let me talk about the biotechnology and genetic engineering. Biotechnology and genetic engineering are helping develop crops that can withstand extreme weather conditions. These climate resilience crops are drought tolerance, flood resistant, and precision agriculture. Precision agriculture leverage data and technology to optimize farming practice. And in this direction, while using sensors, drones, and AI. AI nowadays, especially the AI is one of the most popular comment in all industry. The only I want to say that I don't want to lose my job because of the AI. Okay, AI is our feature, but we need to know how to utilize AI. As I said, now we are expecting to get more results from AI to increase the efficiency of our business. And in this direction, if we have to, and also Mr. Mehmet highlight that, if we have to highlight the fighting against the climate change, we have to use the technology in a right way. So recommendation tools will be key point in this subject. And as a smart farmers, and also I need to talk about the renewable energy integration. The integration of renewable energy sources like solar, wind into farming operations, reduce reliance on fossil fuels. This is not only lower carbon emissions, but also ensures the energy security. What is the energy security? It provides a stable and sustainable energy supply essential for running modern agri-tech systems. And also it helps us to reducing costs. The role of the smart farmers against climate change. At the smart farmers, we are at the forefront of these innovations. I mean, our vertical farming system, powered by renewable energy and equipped with smart irrigations and precision technologies, are designed ensure food security, reduce impact, and adapt to climate change. Thank you so much. That's all from our end.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mehmet and Burak, for this insightful response. So anybody from you guys want to ask any sort of questions to Mr. Mehmet and Burak? Do you have anything in your mind?
Maybe thank you for this speech. Maybe if you can tell us about practical practices, how you implement the AI in your activities. Do you have?
Okay. Sorry, I need to translate to Mehmet. AI nasıl kullanıyorsunuz genel olarak diyor. Tam
Şöyle,
olarak.
ben anlatayım. AI şöyle kullanılıyor yapıda. Bitki gelişim esnasında yaptığımız her uygulamada ışık spektrumlarının değişimi, verdiğimiz gübre besin içeriği, içerideki oksijen değeri, içerideki karbondioksit değeri, sıcaklık ve nem değerlerinin tamamında yaptığımız değişkenleri görüntüleme ile arka planda backup'a alıyor. Bu backup sayesinde de hangisinin ne kadar reaksiyon gösterdiğini kendi kodluyor ve sonra bize yaptığımız reçetenin maksimize edilmiş halini sunuyor. Biz şu an bunun üzerine çalışıyoruz diyebiliriz.
Okay. What we are working on to increase the efficiency of our product capacity in this direction. As I mentioned in the beginning of my pitching, we are creating an identity for each product, and it's not easy. It's totally data, and we have to keep data, and we have to analyze data to increase the efficiency. Otherwise, it will be a waste of time for us. For example, we are let's say we have a vertical farming field in Netherlands, and we have a vertical farming in Turkey, and our formula is simple. Our formula is same. Depends on the expectation of our customers. We are producing everything, but we have a proven formula, and we have to keep this formula. I mean, what does it mean? It's a quality in this direction. Now we are still working on to use the image recognition. For example, as you know, you can search any product with image in Google. If AI provide these kind of solutions, that will be great. Let's assume we are taking photo of the product, and it says it shows the all kind of informations under the product, and it says let's assume the product is sick, you need to put this one. As I said, the monitoring and recommendation tools. Now we are especially working on these kind of tools, but now it's not exist still. The AI is developing in agriculture like other industries, and also we are keep tracking the trends. Yeah.
That's exactly, actually. I think the data is the first and most important step for entering the AI. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Taher, and thank you so much, Burak, for this question round. And yeah, so let's dive into the second question. For now, somebody else has some questions, or like, should I direct the second question to Mr. Marcel?
Go on.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Sure. So the question for you, Mr. Marcel, is what, according to you, is the role to do precision agriculture technologies play in improving crop resilience to the climate stressors? And can you just provide us a few examples of the successful implementations?
Yes, Sarita, thank you for the question, and thank you for being here. So when it comes to precision agriculture technology, there are multiple ways to look at this. We have water measurement equipment, we have minerals, soil stressors, we can look at cooling, we can look at how we can support the crop being developed. When looking at how precision agriculture fits into agrivoltaics is because in agrivoltaics what we do is we create a microclimate, which is supporting the crop grow, which is protecting the crop from different elements. And the key role throughout all this is that we measure. We need to measure what is happening, and we need to see how this is impacting not just the plant, but also the entire ecosystem around it. What kind of bugs we see going through it? How is the soil health maintaining? Now, with regards to all this measuring, it requires a lot of power and energy to, follow through on all these technologies. And having agrivoltaics provide that energy creates a self-sustained ecosystem for the farmer, for the corporation to benefit not only in protecting its crop, and in many cases increasing the yield, but also reducing the climate stressors that it has. So by doing agrivoltaics, you allow crops to grow in areas around the world where traditionally it would have been too hot or too cold, or there wouldn't have been enough protection for the crops to grow. Now, here, looking at this, we would say, either drones would be a huge technological advancement that we see is playing a key role in this. We're able to look from a distance to monitor how the crop is doing. By monitoring and having real-time data come in, we can analyze that data. We can then assess, not just using AI or using algorithms, but also listening to the local farmers, because that's who is important. They know the area better than the data that we have available at the moment. So we take their experience, their learnings, apply that with the data supporting what best to do, and then together we formulate the opinion on how to best advance the crop or how to adjust the system to benefit the crop itself and the yield in the end produced, while limiting the resources that we need to generate this increase in crop or in yield. So examples here, agrivoltaics is new. It's been designed for quite some time, and a lot of universities have actually developed structures like this. We are in the process of developing ones in Brazil at the moment as well, showing that by allowing a dual use purpose, you can not only generate higher yields of certain crops, but you can also generate energy for mom and pop farmers, family-owned businesses, which after a year cannot actually grow in areas. So these projects have been designed all over the world. You see them in Wageningen in the Netherlands, you see them in Norway, you see them in Germany, you see them in the US, in Arizona State. You can look at Japan or South Korea, where they have full greenhouses designed with agrivoltaics and precision farming needed. So there's no longer an overuse of abundance in resources that was in the past. But by collecting the data and measuring, we can adjust the formulations to see, okay, what best fits this crop in that circumstance. Because that same formula does not apply everywhere. And by sharing this data and working together with these research institutions, it allows us to bring Agritech to the next level as it should be, as where it belongs, allowing for the crops and us to provide a more secure way for food production as the population increases and the heat and climate change takes place. So summarizing, I mean, precision agriculture is required everywhere. It is the one thing that we can do to support crops and their resilience to all the different kinds of stressors that we have, pollutants, climate change, humans, water shortages, while seeing how gene editing, for instance, takes place and helps nature, giving that extra boost to the crops to work better with less resources at the same time. So in the end, it's one beautiful synergy where we can support and hopefully contribute to the overall success of the crops and yield. Hope.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Marshall, for this response. And any questions for Mr. Marshall specifically?
No.
I guess,
okay, perfect. So I have been
It
speaking
was
for a
quite
very long time now.
understandable for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Thank you, guys. So I was saying I've been speaking for a very long time. What I'll do is I'll ask Mr. Farid to take it forward from here. So over to you, Farid.
Thank you, Sarita. Okay, guys. So I guess it's time for the third question, and I'll direct this question to Dr. Taher. Dr. Taher, can you please tell me in what ways are partnerships between researchers, farmers, and technology developers fostering innovation in climate-smart agriculture? So this would be my question to you.
First, thank you. First, thank you for everybody and for our colleagues. That was wonderful. This question is actually fit us because we came from scientific background. We are four founders coming from scientific background, and we experience this the importance of how partnership between researchers, farmers, and technology developers can drive the innovation in climate smart agriculture or aquaculture, since we are in aquaculture field now. This collaborative approach is essential to create sustainable and resilient systems for both agriculture and agriculture. So, like if we talk about the roles of the stakeholders, like the researchers who bring the scientific expertise and analytical skills on the table. So they conduct like foundational research, develop the new theory and method, and also analyze that. But all is still in as a theoretical. So they need to ensure that it's really practical. Here where it comes the farmers who offer practical experience and insights from this to this field, experience this technology. So they test the new technologies and the practices on their farms and provide critical feedback. And their first-hand knowledge shows that this innovation practices are physical and also tailored to actual farm conditions, which is crucial for high adoption rate. Then the technology developers will create the tools and the equipment, like the solution for agriculture or aquaculture. So they design and develop this equipment and systems, which provide the farmers with advanced tools to enhance the productivity and the sustainability of their system and also make farming more efficient and resilient economically. So the collaboration between these stakeholders brings several benefits, and also all the time the co-creation solutions is the most successful solution because it's combining the scientific research, practical farming experience, and technology. So it develops solutions can be effective and also inclusive, providing data and the feedback for refinement the systems and solutions. Also these collaborators can accelerate the technology transfer because farmers have their network, scientific have their network, each one have their network. So it's easy to make the technology transfer and adoption in different fields together in the thing, and also enhance the resource efficiency. For example, the innovation who involved in optimizing the use of water or nutrients or other resources. So this is reduce the waste and lowering the environmental impact, which increases also the farm productivity. And eventually it's contribute with more sustainable farming and efficiency. And this is also brings the improve the resilience to climate change and bring also socio-economic benefits. So this innovation improves the farmers' livelihood and bring the new market opportunities with the collaboration between the stakeholders. And at the end, can all this data and data analytics and also this feedback can also put on the table or can influence the agriculture policy and funding and support the creation of the policies to adopt more sustainable agricultural practices. So I think that I tried to cover several benefits of this field. In conclusion, this partnership is so important in advance the climate smart agriculture, and by leveraging like the unique strengths for each stakeholder, and this collaboration brings like development system and makes widespread adoption of sustainable agriculture and aquaculture practices. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Taher, for that insightful response. Yes. So, Mr. Dushyant, my question would be for you is, what are the potential barriers or challenges faced in scaling up climate-resilient agri-tech innovations, and how can they be overcome?
Oh, okay, fine. So let us, just try to understand the gravity, although all of us know it. So it's always good to reiterate and recall, few of the challenges and the current scenarios where we are parked right now. So all of us know that FAO has predicted, they have estimated. So there are chances of, having a scenario where crop yields are reduced by 30% by 2050. Correct. So one hand, there is a danger of, having whatever crop productivity, crop yields you have right now. On the other hand, most of, globally, if you look at it, 60% of our farmers are marginal farmers. Those are, smallholders. So, I mean, this is going to affect most to this major chunk of our farmers, which is where to really what belongs. So these 60% communities are under threat. And on the other hand, all of us know that agriculture contributes around 30% of the greenhouse gases emissions. So we are contributing significantly for all the climate issues. And the second thing, soil erosion is a consistent problem. And then because of indiscriminate use of agrochemicals in some part of the planet, we are facing a problem of declining biodiversity, which has a direct impact on pollination and issues related to production. And finally, all this is ending up polluting more soil, adding more pollution to air, and then finally the grim situation is almost 1/3 of the global production is either lost or wasted. So these are the glaring challenges with which we are facing. For example, in India, our post-harvest losses are of great, importance. We waste around 30% of our output purely because of not having the kind of infrastructure is required or not right kind of handling happening there. And unfortunately, this 30% wastage is equivalent to almost, entire Africa's food requirement. So these are the glaring issues, and then which we as a community, all of us have to think about. Like Doctor said, a few minutes back, these are the responsibilities of everyone. These are the responsibilities of researchers. These are the responsibility of companies. These are the responsibility of farmers, everyone. So and the situation is just on our door. So on the other hand, these are the few pointers which tells us the gravity of the issue. But on the other hand, the potential of all these technologies, which my previous speakers they highlighted. For example, the power of technology. So we are on a crossroad. So future will belong to two things. They are important, two technologies. One is algorithm, and the second is genomics. So the cross-section of algorithm and genomics, which is basically AI and biotech or genetic engineering, that is going to decide the future of food and agriculture, no doubt, like other sectors. And the second thing, microbial synthesis, they are going to help us to be better resilient, to be better, balanced, and to be better climate friendly, environment friendly, planet friendly, I would say rather. So these green technologies are going to play a lot of role, and we have to go back to nature again. So most of our questions, answer to our questions are parked in how well we work with, these biological and electronic systems, and how do they transact with each other or transact with each other. So going forward, I think, when I make a statement that there is a danger of reduction of crop yield by 30%, up to 30% by 2015. Other hand, Agritech has a potential, correct, to increase crop yields by 30%. So there is a danger, and then there is a hope. So Agritech has a potential to increase crop yields by 30% and reduce emissions by 25%. So there is a problem, and you also have a solution. And this is where AgTech is going to play a very important role, and which we have not witnessed so far. So now, in coming years, in coming times, definitely, I am very happy to see there is a awareness around us. Everyone is talking about how to deal with the anomalies which we have created in last half a century. So climate agri-tech innovations can increase yield up to 30%. Climate resilient agri-tech innovations can reduce poverty up to 15% in rural communities. So these are World Bank, FAO's data. So they are important. So we have a problem, we also have a solution. So you talked to me, you basically asked me a question: what are the challenges or barriers and how to overcome them? So like I said, we belong to our smallholders, they are 60%. Their contribution is very important, and they represent the larger chunk of populace around us. And these are the people, these are like us, they need the most. They are still deprived of the innovations. They are still deprived of the affluence, which perhaps the medium or large farmers have access to for some time. So first barrier which I feel is limited access to funding. Only 10% of the global climate finance goes to smallholder farmers. So somehow, access to funding is important to make all these agtech, precision agriculture, all these new technologies, all green technologies, all green chemistry to make affordable for our smallholder farmers. High initial cost and limited access to credit, making it very difficult to invest in new technologies. So this is an entry barrier. I am sure that, researchers like Dr. Taher, they must be facing this. The initial cost of any innovation will be very high. And then you cannot transfer that at the same cost to the farmers. So you need some kind of a bridge finance, some kind of subsidy, some kind of support, or maybe a faster scale up in collaboration, that will help. So rural infrastructure is a problem because developed or underdeveloped or upcoming markets or areas, the current infrastructure is supporting most of the time mechanical, farming. So far, whatever we see is a mechanical farming. Going forward, we will be having a mix of mechanical, biological, and electronic, digital. All these three put together. For example, digital infrastructures are important. Public digital infrastructures are important. Agriculture public digital infrastructures are important for information capture, for data capture, for reducing the cost of data capture, for reducing the cost of developing the technologies which transmit data from plant to systems. So high upfront cost is a barrier. It's a challenge. Somehow we have to reduce all these costs. Data and tech limitations. So see, there is a there is an anomaly. So there is the access to information. That's not that greatly spread. Evenly. There is a gap. Some of the parts in a country or some of the parts globally, they have better access to data. Some are not that, you don't have that kind of infrastructure or awareness about data capture or technology access. Regulatory frameworks, they are very important. You have whatever great technology you might be having in hands, if you don't have the kind of regulatory support, because current regulation is woven around your old economy or your that supports the most of the time mechanical agriculture, that supports to the time the way we were dealing with the agriculture so far. So we are going to witness, like we have seen in case of telecom, we can have seen in case of mobility, and likewise. So you really need to have a connected agriculture grid across countries and maybe globally, and that will require a lot of regulatory interventions. And scalability is an issue, and reaching out to smallholder farmers is an issue, and weak integrations in value chain. Weak integrations in value chain is limiting the spread and scaling up of the technologies. So I hope that I'm not going too fast. So taking it, these were the challenges, barriers. So how do we basically deal with it? So obviously you have to develop affordable and user-friendly technologies. You have to invest in data collection and analysis. So you have to basically invest in data capture, analysis, and you have to invest in creating that infrastructure, like I pointed out earlier, identification of scalable solutions through pilots. So we have to have this concept of connected agriculture, at least in the similar kind of a agroclimatic zones or similar kind of, the crop networks. So you really will be looking for better connected agriculture so that, visibilities will be more important. In most of the time, there is opaqueness. Somewhere you have the flushes of overproduction somewhere you have the flushes of underproduction. So when you create a connected infrastructure, so that will help. So basically food is essential. So any inflation in food impacts the populace directly, and that relates to the nutrient index also. So we have to develop the affordable and user-friendly technologies. We have to lower upfront cost. Public-private partnerships will be very important, because see, researchers, they have their own limitation, and private entities, they have their own limitation. They have to work hands in hand, and the kind of we are feeding close to 7 billion people right now. It could have happened purely because of the different types of partnerships. Most of the time, institution to institution and institutions to government, public, private also to a certain extent. But the next wave will be definitely better, sensible, agile, and dynamic partnerships between public infrastructure and private entities, research infrastructure and private entities, and so for the governments also. Reaching to a smallholders farmer will be important, because most of your future population will be there in these parts, and this is continued, this trend will continue to increase. Infrastructure development, education, training and capacity building, incentive policies, regulation, community engagement, and strengthening the value chains. So if your value chains are not properly connected, definitely that has a bearing on your cost. That has a bearing on cost of technology transfer. That has a bearing on technology development, cost of technology development, and technology adoption. So for that, my recommendation will be, the forums like this, we should try to make more collaborations, maybe around crops, maybe around technologies, maybe around challenges. There can be different axes, but we need to collaborate more. And then we have to find out, some more other kind of a funding and financing models, so that innovation. In India right now, we have 3,500 agricultural startups. Before the initiative, which I'm driving for last 10 years, we call it e-National Agriculture Market. It's a pan-India digital agriculture market, where we have crossed around $45 billion GTV so far. And we do around 24,700 transactions per minute. So the market is available across country in 24 states and 4 union territories. We have close to 20 million farmers, those who are using it regularly. So to create these kind of infrastructure, if governments continue to do all this, that will not be that vibrant. Free market access is important for the development of any sector. So, and R&D is very important, and we have to invest. Development, obviously. So these are the things which I would definitely like to pull attention of everyone and invest more in these areas. And questions are welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Dushyant. It was very informative, and the way you explained it, it was amazing. Thank you for answering the question. So, anyone would like to ask Mr. Dushyant the question, or would like to add on something to what he said?
Thank you, Mr. Dushyant. Actually, I cannot agree more with your points you raised. But I want to mention things about the technology and now the high tech and the AI, it's becoming as a dressing for on the salad. For every category, they add.
Your voice somehow. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Your voice is not clear. I'm finding it difficult. Yeah, now it's clear.
Now it's clear.
Yeah,
thank you. Maybe the mic is not close enough.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so I'm talking about that the high tech and the AI. It's becoming like a dressing on a salad. For every category they say we use AI, we use high tech. But as a researchers, I'm talking, there is a big difference between high tech and smart tech.
Yeah.
Because this is the issue that people we face as a challenge. It's not using a lot of high technology, a lot of sensors, because we are creating another problem. It's have a bad effects also on the environment. So since in India, I think they are one of the most country who advanced in IT and also sensor manufacturing. Is there any awareness of this development regarding let's say about the green tech? It's how to use the IT or the technology in a green way also.
Yeah.
Not effective. Yes. And also with the AI. Please, do you have any awareness about this, or do you have?
So so two part of your questions, what I could understood. If I'm not at place, kindly correct me. So first you say, so generally people, this is how technology evolves. Whenever a new technology will come, if I go back 30 years, 40 years, so people were very, very skeptical, and they were fearsome of computers when they were coming in our life. Right. So then there came, a lot of strikes, trade unions, everybody was opposing everywhere that, these computers will eat, and that same has been witnessed around 1930 when machines came into agriculture. So machines, computers, then automation, and now artificial intelligence. But the history says, that all these technologies have made us better, agile and better efficient. Somebody talked about, efficiencies. So agriculture, fundamentally, our job is to improve resource use efficiencies, be it labor, water, nutrition, production. Everywhere there is a large, big headroom to improve use efficiencies. And to improve those use efficiencies, definitely technologies like AI are going to help us a lot, no doubt. So your question, yes, people think sensors and all this is something very complex. See, I always tell people, if a simple farmer could understand very complex agrochemicals for so long successfully, imidacloprid, a very complex name to understand, but they are using it. So farmers, wherever they are in this world, they're very smart and very intelligent people. Yes, this apprehension of see, you should not reflect these words high-tech as something unaffordable. No, India has produced world's most affordable data. See, you will never know where every second person is having a data connectivity in his pocket. So this is the magic of scaling up technologies. The second answer to your second question, the green technologies, a lot is being done, a lot is being talked. For example, in the essence of all green technology is the green hydrogen. So now in India, basically we are going to witness few plants which are being set up, especially in southern geography, for the production of green ammonia. And these will obviously, the POCs are important for any new technologies. And then finally, technology works. There is no doubt, because there is a science behind it. Then you have to make it affordable also. For example, EVs, now they are coming into affordable range. So yes, a lot is happening. For example, sensors, we are trying very hard to democratize, especially this important equipment. And I feel that government policies and other initiatives and youngsters, see, in India, we have 3,500 agri startups, and 99% of these startups are set up by engineers coming from IITs, engineers coming from NITs, engineers coming from other engineering colleges. It's a good news for agriculture, because electronics is important, engineering systems are important. Same we expect to witness in the field of biology also. Like our first speaker today highlighted the value of biological systems. So I hope I have answered your question. If you want to know more, kindly let me know.
Thank you for me. Yeah, it's quite good to know about the history and the development of technology. But just here also another question.
Sure.
You look at the history of the development of technology and the machinery comes to agriculture. If we look like a helicopter view out of the box, do you see this development? It's bring solutions more than problems, or make problems?
Very good question. Very good question. I want to tell you what was happening before penicillin. The great Mr. Rothschild, he just died for the want of not having penicillin around us, not having any antibiotic, despite all the wealth and everything of the world. So technology is always, unfortunately, develops at the expense of something or else. But that addresses the immense, immediate requirement, immediate need. for the survival. So what we will be doing right now, like I said, whatever we disturbed or jigged to meet our requirements in last 60-70 years, now we will be meeting out the food requirement of 2050 when you are almost 10 billion people, and on the other hand, in a better sustainable way. So going back to nature in sync with science, good science, balance, that is important. And why this imbalance has happened? Purely because of the information disconnect. So now our farmers are living in a connected world. So we hopefully the going forward period as a planet, as you know, globally will be better, because information is better accessed, better measured. For example, you have to put just one sensor or maybe satellite, you know, the exact nutrition requirement. That will reduce your cost, that will increase your efficiencies, and obviously the nutritive value of the food and maybe the quantum. So this all gene editing, CRISPR is making things, you know, see how beautifully. I am a biotechnologist. I did my degree in biotechnology in 1990, agri-biotechnology. Transferring one gene took me for a master's degree, you know, 7 semesters. So, and today you can do the same job for $60 and in less than, you know, maybe a year. So this is exciting times. I mean, I'm quite hopeful we should be entering into the future with a better race, better balanced, without disturbing our natural balance. So in forest, you will never find any insect, pest, disease infestation, because there prevails a natural balance. So we have to bring that balance in our lives also. This is my understanding of science and life.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Your answers actually reflect your long experience. Thank you so much.
Could I answer your question?
Yes, sure.
Have you got the answer to your question or not?
See, you're giving.
Ah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Taher.
Looking forward to meet you at event.
Yeah, me too, thank you.
Yeah.
So I guess everything is in and all the questions have been answered. So I believe we have covered all the necessary aspects of climate resilience and adaptation. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to all our guests for providing essential and insightful information on the topic. So thank you all once again for joining this call and doing this webinar. It was very informative, and it was the way you guys explained the questions that have been asked. I mean, it is just commendable, and looking forward to see you at the conference in Dubai.
Thank you.
Conference. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.